Hello and welcome to our digital marketing strategies series, and today we're going to be looking at sales lead generation and the different techniques that are available to you on the internet and on. Okay, after the introduction we'll be looking at 4 or 5 major ways in which you can generate leads on the internet. Be looking at the classic strategy, which is search engine optimization. Looking at a potential add-on to that, which is local searches. We'll then be looking at advertising on the internet, which is known as pay-per-click. We'll take a look at social media and how those can help you in your efforts to generate more business. And finally, we're looking at mobile apps and their importance within the sales and marketing arena. Okay, as an introduction, what we're going to be concentrating on in this presentation is new client acquisition, also looking at repeat sales and building business that way, which in a sense ties in with number 3, which is back-end and upsell sales, which you can look to do on the internet and so on. And fourthly, an important source of new business for many customers, many clients, which are referrals, and how you can use different internet marketing strategies to achieve that end. Okay, so let's begin by looking at the classic, which is search engine optimization. In a nutshell, it's about positioning your website on the internet browsers such as Yahoo, Google and Bing and so on, so that it appears towards the top of any searches which potential clients may be making for your services or products. And ideally we're trying to get you onto the first page of these search engines, since if you find yourself ending up on page 3 or 4, then no one will probably find your website. Search engine optimization is quite a big topic, and I won't bother going into it today because we could go on for ages talking about it, but actually it is a set of tools in and around your website and how the website itself is built, and also a number of activities around that website which generate interest and generate brand awareness on the internet. It can be a very highly effective way of generating new leads, that is getting new clients into your business, as people are out there on the internet searching for the kinds of things which you're selling. And the other point to note about it, and it's why we call it a core marketing strategy, is that it does have a lasting effect. So if you were to engage in a 6 to 12 month search engine optimization campaign, the effects of that campaign will last for many months afterwards. Because of the tools that we use and the things we do to get that search engine optimization working for you. And SEO is important for both business to business and business to consumer markets. Here's a look at SEO for business to business versus social media, emails and blogs. Now, one add-on to the search engine optimization techniques are local searches. If you're a business where the majority of your customers are local, then we can add in certain features to the search engine optimization activities, which mean that you will be highlighted in things such as Google Maps and so on, and that you will be far more likely to be found when people are doing searches on smartphones, which they're doing in quite large numbers when it comes to local searches. And here's a graphic looking at the impact of smartphones on the local search world. Pick a figure there, 61% of smartphone owners has made local searches from the device. The actual interaction between businesses and smartphones is a very interesting area. Unfortunately, I don't really have time to go into it in this presentation. But it is a very, very effective way of looking at generating relationships with clients, and we'll be touching on it later on in this presentation when I talk about mobile apps. Internet advertising. You can, as you're possibly aware, already advertise on the internet if you wish to through the major search engines, Google, Yahoo and Bing, and on the social media platforms of Facebook, Twitter, and I believe LinkedIn as well. They can be a very effective way of getting new clients on board, and a very quick way indeed. Within an hour or two of an advert going out there, you can start to see responses coming in. The one downside which is worth mentioning about the internet advertising is that once you stop advertising, then the effect stops. People don't remember adverts, they don't tend to save them if they've clicked on them. And so in contrast to search engine optimization, which we mentioned that can have a very lasting effect for a business, advertising is pretty much works when it's there and stops working when it's not. For any of you who are not aware, it's called pay per click because you only pay for an advert when people actually click on it. In fact, you can get an advert presented all over the internet, thousands and thousands of what are called impressions of your advert, but you only actually pay when someone actually clicks on it, and the amount that you pay or your advertising budget is fixed in advance, so you can control exactly how much you're spending. Other interesting points about advertising on the internet is that you can very, very highly target the precise type of audience you're after. And another interesting feature of them is that they are very measurable in terms of the results that you get. And from a marketer's point of view, they are almost the greatest things since sliced bread, because they do give you some fascinating statistics on what actually does work and what doesn't work in your advertising campaigns, and you can almost test endless variations of things such as headers or content within the text of the advert, or if you're losing picture adverts, what pictures work, what pictures don't work. And that kind of knowledge can actually feed on into other kinds of marketing that you're doing. So in that sense, they can actually be a very interesting way of finding out what's going on in the market and your relationship to it. Now, social media, as you're probably all very familiar with, it's a great way of building relationships with clients, very much seen as a customer management, client management sort of tool. It's a way of interacting with clients and therefore building relationships with them. And hence, from our perspective, we're really principally talking about repeat sales or back-end sales and that kind of area. However, as we just saw in the previous slide, you can now actually advertise on some of the social media platforms, and in that sense it can also be used to generate new customer sales. I mentioned smartphones there because social media platforms are very popular on smartphones, and they're a very good way of building up relationships and for people to actually share experiences, and hence they become a very effective way of generating referral business. And so it's those two areas of referral business and repeat sales which are the important aspects really of having a social media campaign for your business. And here's a look at some statistics of how customer acquisition it's taking effect across different social media platforms. Okay, I'm going to finish up by talking about mobile apps, which are, if for those of you not aware, those little applications which you download onto your smartphone or tablet. And you as a business owner can have your own mobile app. And your mobile app is basically like a mini website, which you can have on all kinds of things, such as newsletters, such as booking forms, such as shopping carts, and so on. We haven't got time to go into all the ins and outs of them now because they are very fascinating and a lot to talk about. But from our perspective of this presentation, they are great for building client relationships, and hence they are really about repeat sales and referrals. And it's very easy to see how repeat sales can happen. We've got an example over here on the right of a burger bar, which has been sent a push notification. Now, push notifications, which are the messages sent from a mobile app owner to the people who have their mobile app, have an unbelievable response rate of over 90% plus. in terms of people opening them and reading them. So you can imagine that if you have a special offer or some event coming up or a new product launch or something, you can tell your user base about it in advance and get a very, very good response to that information. Again, as we mentioned, they're also very good for local marketing. People have a habit of doing searches on their smartphones when they're out and about looking for different things that they're shopping for. And in a way, they're a great way of becoming a preferred supplier, because at the end of the day, the mobile app which you give to your clients or customers is the supplier on their smartphone. If they're looking for, let's say an example here, you're a wine cellar, all they've got to do is click on your app, go to your shopping cart here, click on what they want, and they've got it. They don't have to log into the internet anymore because they're already on the internet. They don't have to go searching through browsers where your competition are going to appear. They don't have to go to their bookmarks and try and find you. You're actually physically there on their phone. So by default, you kind of become the preferred supplier for whatever it is you're into. And I think there's a certain degree of first mover advantage with these things, that if you can get your mobile app onto people's phones, you effectively begin to dominate the market in terms of doing business with these people. Anyway, mobile apps, fascinating area. Because it's a brief overview we're doing here of different types of internet marketing activities, we can't go into all the details, but it's certainly worth talking to us about if you'd like to know more about getting a mobile app and how to get them onto people's websites, people's smartphones and so on. Okay, brief word about a consultancy service. Sometimes we have special offers on this where it's free. I'm not sure whether that will be the case when you're listening to this. But basically, it's a three-step process where we analyze your website and your competitors and so on and see what potential is there on the internet for you. And we then give you the results and look at whether there are any opportunities or not. And if we feel there's an opportunity to work with you, we can present you with some opportunities for tailored solutions and so on. For your time and for listening to this short presentation on the different ways of generating sales leads on the internet. At the bottom of the screen there you can see our website address. If you'd like to know more about any of those services, by all means go on there and get in touch with us. And thank you again for listening.